We will now listen to the presentation by the speaker for the proposition, Kutera Coy.
With protocol already established, good afternoon. My opponent stated that TVE caters for low achievers. What about those who have a skill and make more money than those with 10 and 11 CXC subjects? Madam Chair, scrutinizing the motion, we realize that the superlative best to modify the word model is used in the comparative terms of good, better, and best. With the word best, there is therefore none to be compared, as it stands not to be compared, but highest in relation to its other counterparts. It stands to reason, Madam Chair, that no two educational disciplines could ever be the best model. Therefore, we resolutely stand on the motion that is already set. Technical and vocational education is undoubtedly the best model of education for the development of Grenada. The road down which I am going, Madam Chair, is one that does not slight the enormity of technical skills, such as engineers, mechanics, carpenters, and electricians. Career training, such as nurses, musicians, sports persons, and domestic persons. Especially in the 21st century, when Grenada does not depend on itself alone, but on its contribution to the regional community and the global markets. In a news release on the Eastern Caribbean Education Reform Project, the 2nd of August 2007, the government of Grenada's mandate to promote the growth and development of Grenada gave, and I quote, the highest priority to the employable vocational and life skill required for success, unquote. The government of Grenada, Madam Chair, as you can see, does not see any other best model when it gives highest priority, Madam Chair, to technical and vocational education, and nor do we. Accepted.
Yeah, they give high priority to TVE. That is because back in the past, people didn't really focus on it, so they want to make it known. That doesn't mean it is the best. I thank you.
What about the school for the blind, Mr. Chairman? Blind people cannot read, but yet they do better than me and you. This is why it has set up a council, none other but a technical and vocational education training council, and stamped it, Madam Chair, reject. An imperative requirement. After the World Vote of 2007, that both Grenada's academic and skills performance are bottom in the region. Isn't this for concern, and obviously of national urgency, and a necessity to act upon immediately? In Grenada Informer, Friday the 18th September 2009, from the Prime Minister's speech, I quote, over the years, we have allowed our systems to slip and have not been training our young people with the skills needed by the marketplace. End of quote. Madam Chair, we must be able to conceptualize lack of employable skills and career training is lack of vital human resource, which amounts to a lack of vital development assets. Madam Chair, technical and vocational education is the best education model to address the country's stomach ache of concerns, as mentioned before. Reject. Look at Grenada's ability to contribute effectively to the CSM in light of our academic and skills gap, and take into consideration the aforementioned words of the Prime Minister, and realize that Grenada has little to offer the regional market in terms of employable services and skills. Fearfully so. What happens to Grenada's unskilled, untrained workers who can be eroded by better skilled and qualified persons who have free regional access to come into Grenada and usurp their jobs? Madam Chair, realizing Grenada's predicament, how can anyone stand to refute the motion? Technical and vocational education is the best model of education for Grenada's development, especially when faced with intensified international competition in a rapidly changing world, where her challenges are greatly compounded by her vulnerability, and when the global market is greatly demanding skills and careers. And the goal of the CSME community competition policy is to ensure that there are no anti-competitive business conduct by any nation. Grenada has to accept technical and vocational education as the best model of education for its development. I thank you.
I now call